Community Business Development Corporations, Business Financing Support and Advice. Learning Outcome 2. Managers are able to determine the steps in their hiring process based on their organization and job roles therein. Learning Outcome 2A. Determine your organizational chart. Learning Outcome 2B. Assess your job description. Learning Outcome 2C. Formulate your hiring process. Learning Outcome 2D. Describe when and how to integrate your onboarding plan into your hiring process. Developing a hiring process. This section covers why we need to go all the way back to the hiring process as the starting point to develop an onboarding plan, what a hiring process looks like, and the importance of the hiring process in setting the tone for the employee-employer relationship and how this impacts employee retention. A. Why do we have to start back at the hiring process? B. What is meant by the term process? C. Why does having a hiring process matter? D. What does a hiring process look like? 1. Organizational chart. 2. Job description. 3. Job ad. And E. How do you connect your hiring process to your onboarding process? Why do we have to start back at the hiring process? The place to start to design a well-structured onboarding plan is at the hiring process, because the hiring process determines the role of new employees and is their first impression of you as an employer. Knowing what you need the new person to do is not only important for your organization, but it will also enable you to properly structure your training to ensure you maintain efficient and effective operations by teaching the new hire how you manage processes at your organization. What is meant by the term process? The hiring process is creating a step-by-step guide that can be used consistently and applied to most, if not all, hiring situations when engaging a new employee. Having a hiring process will walk you through a progressive set of actions you need to take following best practices to hire someone new. Why does having a hiring process matter? It's important to have a hiring process to maintain consistency and fairness in your human resource practices in dealing with employees, to ensure you're finding and properly vetting high-quality candidates that are a good fit for your organization, and because it sets the stage to funnel employees into a strong and effective onboarding, ultimately leading to increased organizational effectiveness and efficiency. What does a hiring process look like? A hiring process should look like this. First, take a look at your current organization and the roles and responsibilities people fill within it. Take stock of not only the layout of your current organizational chart, but consider the actual roles employees perform and the effects they generate. While your organization may only be 2 to 3 people, are those people employed well? Are they employed to their full productive capacity? Ask yourself important questions about how your organization operates and how you employ your staff. Think of your business as a system, like a machine. Consider a retail business. You have a sales assistant that welcomes customers to the store. They answer questions about products and check out the customer. You know you need more help because you and your sales assistant are always busy, but first consider where your bottlenecks are and what isn't currently getting done. Is the real problem that the salespeople are always so busy helping customers that customers need to wait in line too long? Does that mean you should hire a cashier or another sales assistant? Is the problem that time is spent on the sales floor means that marketing or bookkeeping isn't getting done? And does that mean you should hire another sales assistant or a part-time bookkeeper? Or perhaps you find another business to provide those services. Maybe you decide to hire 2 sales assistants and someone to do marketing part-time, while you work the cash and manage the sales floor, which also allows you to prepare the receipts to go to the bookkeeping service you've engaged for weekly input, tracking, and reporting. Don't be afraid to think outside the box in terms of how you employ your staff and the functions they do. Always ensure you find efficiencies in how you operate, streamline processes, improve communications, and practice your systems. This will make your business more effective and more efficient. It's also why you should always take a look at your organizational chart, which is essentially a system map of your business before you make a new hire. This serves to verify everything is working smoothly, that the need for a new hire is there, and that you'll get the right person for the job because you understand what you need them to do, and the new hire will be employed effectively to improve your business. What does a hiring process look like? 2. After drawing your organization chart, next determine what that means for the activities your employee will perform and how you should write their job description. Look at the job description like a contract, how you agree to employ your new staff person and the duties they agree to fulfill. Keep in mind, this job description will be used in the ongoing management of your employee for personnel evaluations, consideration for promotion or pay increase in the event disciplinary action must be taken, and to ensure both you and your employee are meeting the terms of your employment agreement. Job descriptions should be descriptive but broad enough to avoid micromanagement. They should include the desired result the employee must obtain and the approaches and tactics the employee must take to obtain those results, as well as guidelines for the manner in which they will perform those duties. To avoid micromanagement, ask yourself, must this task be done a certain way, or are there a variety of ways the result can be obtained? And consider those variables when writing your job description. A job description should contain a general outline of the position and where it fits within the organization and assist the organization in accomplishing its goals. B, a list of tasks and duties indicating what functions the employee must perform, such as receiving product shipments, managing the house floor, or creating a weekly shift schedule. And C, desired outcomes associated with the position using descriptive language. Use the employee interview record to write your job description. This way, it will be ready for the initial interview you conduct with your employee. What does a hiring process look like? Your job description should act as a guiding document for the management of your employee, used to write the job ad and conduct your intake interview. A job ad should contain about the company, identify the legal name of your company, and a brief history and purpose for your organization. B, about the job, provide an overview of the responsibilities and purpose of the job being recruited for. C, job requirements and qualifications. In this section, write a brief summary of the ideal candidate for the position, including their education, experience, skills, and attitude. D, the hiring process. Outline how the hiring process will be conducted. Specify key dates, tests, interviews, and how whether applicants will be contacted at various stages of the hiring process. E, how to apply. Applications may be submitted by mail, email, online to point of contact no later than midnight, 09 September 2021, for example. 4. Lastly, all this eventually leads up to your initial interview. In the initial interview, you should review the job ad and the job description, identify and discuss any confusion or discrepancies. Using the employee interview record, you can discuss and record how you set your employee up for success in your business and track whether performance meets expectations. How do you connect your hiring process to your onboarding plan? The hiring process is important to the onboarding plan because it determines critical information necessary to develop it. Your hiring process ensures you understand the qualifications and background you're looking for and helps to determine what subsequent training will be needed to get an employee ready for work at your business. Summary. In this section of the CBDC onboarding course, we've covered why the place to start designing a well-structured onboarding plan is at the hiring process, that a hiring process is creating a step-by-step guide that can be used consistently when engaging a new employee, and that the hiring process is important to the onboarding plan because it determines critical information necessary to develop it.